we're trying to get ahead every day and get something accomplished. Today, we are going to work on getting this 2,200 gallon. You see we got it in place, leveled, and we have pumps in there running through socks keeping the water clean. Well, Josh is now working on the sump underneath there. Hi, Josh. He's taking out, well, let me go around. He's taking out old pipes that were there. We're going to plug them off. We're going to make the sump sealed full again. And, okay, here we go. Now on this side, open up this door. Okay, you see how there's hoses coming off, and there were pipes. He just plugged them 2 holes right there. Well, yeah, both of them. And now that's a sock table. And we're also using it for a biological filtration area. We've got air pumps in there, and then see all this? These are bags of media. Granted, old school media, but it's what we have in these bags that we're going to put in there in the sock table. So, water is going to overflow out of the outside edges. You can see any of this? No, you can't. Let me get over by Josh. Where's your light, buddy? Okay. Show him the... Let me get this film up in there. Okay. There's the socks. How many is there?
8.
8 socks. And then there you got this empty hole in here. We're filling this side up with the bacterial, and we're going to pump the water back up. It's going to overflow down through them and come back up through the 2 returns. And it will be hooked up today and running on its own filtration. And then we will go ahead and hook it up to our filtration also. Every tank here has its own filtration built on it. This 1,000 gallon here, we have a big pond filter on it. We have an FX5 running up to it, and it runs through all the stages and layers of foam, and then through biological, and then falls back in. And there's 2 other FX5s on here. So it's got its own filtration. And then, you know, we have our pass-through, which water gets pumped in and then it overflows out. Same with every one of these tanks. This tank here, it's, I believe this is 700 gallon. It has an FX5. See the hose coming back right there? This is the intake hose for the FX5. It's setting right back there somewhere. There it is. And so it has one FX5 on it, but it has water passing through and overflowing out through this overflow. So everybody's all happy all the time. These guys are hungry. Hello. You've been fed this morning, guys. So anyways, we'll be able to fill this up that last 4 inches today when we're done. And all these pieces, parts will be used. These here pipes are 2-inch pipes. That's for the 4 returns we need to have. We've got T's and everything else for it. They're going to be running right here. There's the T to 4 1-inch returns. These are reducers to 1 inch from the 2-inch, and then a 1-inch T going up, and then a 1-inch right here going to the second one. And then this will hook onto the 2-inch over to the other side of the tank, and we'll have to cut it in the middle and put a T on there coming up from our pump, which is going to be this Jabo 1800 pump. We got to get the screen on the front of that, but that's a DC power run pump. These are the overflows. This is what comes when it overflows there. It goes into this 3-inch pipe, and then they come over and go right here, connect together to a T into the top of that sock table. So we'll have the returns and the overflows done today, and the tank running on its own filtration. We can't actually put fish in it because that filtration needs to be cycled, of course. Once we put our pass-through filtration on it, we can add fish in, and then its own filtration will catch up eventually. And you know, it'll work fine that way. Here's some of our rays and our, look at the albino. This one just came out of quarantine. The other one's still in quarantine. But this guy here, he did a better job the second trip coming back from California. There's one of our penas. This one come back from California and didn't get as messed up as the first guy. The first time we had temperature drops that I was fighting the whole way. So he had skin sloughing off of him. He was pretty messed up. So the second guy made it and got it out of quarantine much quicker. We still have some rays in quarantine. What's this guy here? Oh, there's that albino Chinese Wells. Yangtze River cat. Oh, look at this guy. Look how fat his belly is. Yeah, get a better picture of it. The little baby pearl. Actually not that fat. Well, we fed him early this morning. It's probably about lunchtime now, so we can feed him again. That's the baby pearl that Kevin from Stingray Biology sent to us as a gift. Albino pearl. He's just gorgeous. Really pretty ray. Hi, Chase.
Hi.
Ready for work? Or round two?
Always.
Almost, it just happened. So we're gonna have to fix this here. And but we need spare tanks. The hardest thing we have is when we get small fish in, we have no place to put them. We have to separate them by size, basically. So, and to make this look better, so basically, this whole 750 will be moved over to the left a little more, and then right here, the space between the 22 and the 750 will be 12 inches, enough for a bunch of 55 gallons here. And that'll help us out a lot. So that's what we're thinking for the future there. We're going to put a black background onto this guy so you don't see none of that. You don't see nothing through. All you'll see is the 55 gallons on this side. Oh, and of course, we're cleaning this out because we got rid of our quarantine tub, that big green tub. We set up this 550 here. And right now we have, these guys just came in yesterday. Look how beautiful they are. And we have a couple pacu over there. So we have this big divider in here. But we're putting another fish tank down underneath there so that we can separate big and small fish on our quarantine system. This 400 gallon, let me see if I can get this all the way out. Okay. Is sitting here. We're ready to take it off its roller and set up. This 500 gallon is here. And now that's where the cichlids will be coming back to. It's on roller still. Now the rest of the space, we've got the 2,000 outside and the 1,000 outside. We got to bring in yet and set them up. So all this space here, all the way over to this mark on the wall right there. That's 24 foot. That's 16-foot long tank and an 8-foot long tank will fit right there. So then this will be an aisle through here with tanks. Right where that refrigerator ends will be the front of all these tanks. Right through here. These are more filtration we've got to hook up and use. But the tanks, they're still outside under them two blue tarps. There's the 2,000 there, and there's the 1,000 there. We got to get them in here. So every day that you guys don't see us posting, we are working here. This is the new addition. This used to be a wall right here. Here's where our quarantine tub was. We turned that from 275s from a 75 to a 90. Now we have 275s here. And see how we're having to set up new tanks to use for the baby fish. So trying to keep a certain amount of big fish on display in here because we can move a bunch of fish to the big pool yet. But we're keeping Burton here because he's so interactive with people. Same thing with Sir Heisenberg. We can't put none of the arowanas out there. You know, jumping problems. I don't want no pacu out there so nobody gets nibbled on. We have one of these big guys out there now, The other one can stay in here. Schwarzenegger, he's going to stay in here. But, see, like these guys here got too big for their tank and they started nipping at people. So now I got the big Tigrinus and the 3 clown knives together. Where the, not albino, but the platinum gars used to be, right in here, next to the rays. So, you guys can see, updates are every single day, and a lot of times I don't have time to video. So let me take you out here and show you the pool and what's going on with it. It's getting to be a lot less greener. You can see the steps there. You can see the trace of the blue dye left in there still. Really clear, really nice. You can see fish way off in the distance. There's the big 3-foot iridescent there. There's some red tails over on the bottom there. Here's a hybrid red tail tiger shovel nose. There's the albino giant gourami and one of the platinum gars. There's the other platinum gar. Figure while Josh is working, I'll walk you guys around, do a little tour. Oh, that's what we're going to do. Let's go up. We've got these old masks and stuff. We're going to need probably 4 to 6 sets of masks and stuff. I'm going to put them on the wall right over above that seat over there. But there you go. There goes the medieval, the iridescent sharks. Oh, there's that. There's some more red tails over on that side. There's a red tail here. That guy looks so big in our tanks inside. That's 4-foot fish. He looks so tiny out here. And you see the plants are growing good. Starting to fill in more. This elephant here, starting to, we got 3 leaves on that now. And the pothos. There's the hosta. From what we've learned, hosta won't last in here more than a year. It needs to hibernate. I did not know that. All this pothos here, we're going to take and just cover the tarp, so you don't see none of that. And then there's more hosta along the river there. Then we have these things right here. The lilies are planted all across the river too, and they're starting to come over. So everything's taking its shape just slowly. I'm slowed down, Tracy's slowed down. We're both working with one arm. Somebody said something about the rainwater coming in. There is not enough rainwater coming in that's going to change the temperature of this tank or change the pH in any way, shape, or form. I'm not doing half a tank water change or nothing like that. I mean, it's down right there. It's down maybe 2 inches, and then it rains, it comes up an inch. It's not much at all. But every time it fills all the way up, I drain it down with this pump right here, drain it down to the drainage system, and eventually it will dilute all this water to where that blue dye won't be in it at all. It's getting there. I know it had a little bit of green, and the blue and the green made it look really green with the lights on at night that one time, but it don't look as green no more. And I don't know if you've seen, we've got this floating wood here. I took stainless steel anchors and attached it to the top of the wood and a lead weight under the rocks down there. So the turtles, and if the gator's in here, he can swim on top of that, and it's a situated spot that won't float around the pool. We've got more lighting going in. We've got these 2 spotlights here. We're going to take them, put them up onto this wood up here on the ceiling, pointing at these plants, one on that side and one on this side. So at nighttime, when the spotlights go on in the water, them spotlights come on and light up all the plants, make it look, you know, real nice. I'm passing the Cichlid tank, might as well show you that. These guys are just so colorful and so, just doing so good. They're doing a lot less hiding now and hanging out more. This guy's one of my favorite. The Nagaro Flametail. He is so purple and so colorful. Sorry about the glare. Then I've got 2 of the Star Sapphires. Those came from Mike Droughty at about 3/4 of an inch long last year. We've got a lot of fish in here, donated from a lot of people. And as soon as I get these fish back in their big tank, I can start calling the babies again and giving out the babies. Okay, what time is it, Josh?
Oh, no.
Tracy, time?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what
Around?
6 o'clock.
5, 6 in the evening? Josh has been doing this all day, plumbing these parts in. He had to replace a bunch of bulkheads. He had to re-glue a bunch of piping. And now he's actually putting the last piece together on the bottom. So the returns will be hooked up and the drains will be hooked up. We can go ahead and start the filtration as soon as he puts his last piece in. While we're waiting on him to do that, there's our little baby dwarf caiman, about 2 foot long. Oh, look at that. Tracy working with her gloves on because her stitches got all dirty today and we had to clean them.
They're over here on top of 40.
Sorry, it's getting so confusing here. I'm trying to get a good lineup as to what's going on. I remember when I used to be able to sit on my feet like that. That was a long time ago, son. All right, well, I'm going to pause this and take over when we get the finishing touches on. Okay, guys, it is done. All the pipes hooked up, filtration hooked up, the new filtration in, and we got the water filled all the way up. The water was clear, but with all the new piping and everything and hooking up new filtration to it, it went a little cloudy. It'll take till overnight to get clear again. But as of right now, Josh is done with the plumbing, and we can add this onto our system. We have this pump in here right now running up and over, going to this sock. And all that's going to do is keep the water clear. It's going to get the water clear by tomorrow. And then I can start my fishless cycle. So about 3 weeks, we'll be able to add this tank onto our system of, tanks that we take care of fish with. So just wanted to keep you guys updated and keep watching.